the maintenance department and try to reduce the downtime of any of the machinery. Then we discussed the budgeting of the maintenance management activities. Whenever they are going for budget, so how they are estimating, what are the different factors they are considering whenever they are estimating. So in that, we have seen that depending on the machines, how often they are being investigated, how often they are being controlled, how often they are being used, how is it a seasonal approach, is it on a continuous approach, the maintain the machinery is being used. Then we have seen the elements of the budgeting procedure of the maintenance management. Right. So in the last classes that we have discussed, and today I was just telling that we'll go with what exactly happens in the maintenance management, how the activities have been planned and controlled by the maintenance management department. Right. So we have also seen that the maintenance management department has been become a crucial department now, because it is not now like earlier, wherein whenever there is a repair and the maintenance management department have to work on. So it's on a continuous basis, the maintenance management have to function on, and it is their responsibility to see that the production overflow is not been disturbed and the process goes on in a smoother way. Because we have seen in the tough competition, if at all there is a delay in the production, definitely it is affecting the cost of the production, and the companies cannot take the risk of losses. So they have always ensured that they have to go with planned maintenance, and have seen that corrective action have to be taken on an appropriate basis. And it's not that only corrective action, they have to always design the pre-active scenarios. They have to understand the pre-active scenarios, and they have to ensure that there is no interruption in the production workflow. So till that we have discussed in the last classes. See, we have seen the budget. We have seen the estimate of the maintenance budget, wherein the estimate is based on the size of the asset, then what is the construction of the material, the quality of the design that they are being enrolling, then the age of the asset, the history of the machinery, and is it very obsolescent machinery, or is it a modern technology, modernized machinery? Is it an automated technology, and how often it have to be investigated or maintained. So all these factors are important for estimating the maintenance budget. So let us today talk on planned maintenance management system and control. So here we have seen till now the importance of maintenance management, and the different costs that have been involved in maintenance management, and what is the role and responsibilities of a maintenance manager, and the importance of maintenance management department. So after knowing that, we will just ensure that how it is working on in the organization, how they are really designing their activities from starting to the ending. So planned maintenance. So how they have been planning these activities. What are the different types of documents they prepare whenever they are planning these maintenance, right? Right. So it is always wherein whenever we want to do appropriate tasks in a smoother way, it's always necessary that we have to go for a well-planned structure. So when we are very clear, when we are having a plan, we can execute it smoothly. So it is well understood that well-planned, properly scheduled, and effective communication can accomplish more work more efficiently. and at a lower cost, because we know that what we are going to do and we can try to reduce the wastage whenever we are having a pre-plan. Right. So the maintenance policy, so what are the activities that we try to understand in the planned in the plan? The maintenance policy has been stated carefully. So we are establishing some policies and procedures and goals of the management. Right. So whenever we are framing our maintenance management department, we have to ensure that how the policy has been stated. So based on that, we will plan, right? So for every machinery or for every department, we have a policy. So whenever we ensure that there is a policy, it is necessary that we have to understand it carefully. And it should be very clear uh, to be stated, right? So for what is the first characteristic? The maintenance policy has been stated carefully. Then the application of the policy is planned in advance. So what I told, this policy have to be clearly analyzed. Based on the environment that we are working on, we are generally stating the policies. So the application of the policy is planned in advance. So we have stated it, and now it is important that we have to implement it. So what is implementation? It is application. So the application of the policy is planned in advance. Then the third factor is the work is controlled to conform to the original plan. So here, whatever we have designed and whatever we have estimated, we have to always ensure that it is going in that particular course of action. Data are collected, analyzed, and used to provide direction for future maintenance policies. So whenever we are designing these policies or whenever we are planning, we have to ensure that the proper data is collected, like how many number of machines are there, how often they are being maintained, how often they are being repaired, what is the downtime of every machine, what is the importance of every machine, what is the value of every machine, how often, what is the importance of that particular machine in the production process, right? If at all that machine is not working, how much time the production time is affected. So these are the different types of data generally we collect whenever we are designing the planning activities. So based on that, we try to see that how the maintenance policy has to be stated for every machinery or for every department or for every process, right? So data are collected, analyzed, and used to provide direction for future maintenance policies. So planned maintenance system administers the company's maintenance policy by providing the means of technically and financially directing and controlling the maintenance operations. Right. So here, what is planning? Who will do this? Administration department. So why it is helping us to administer the operations in a smoother way. So what are the elements of planned maintenance system? So what is the first element? The plan administration. So the first step towards developing a comprehensive planned maintenance program is to put together the task force. So who are required for the planned maintenance? First of all, we require personnel. Right. So we require a task force or we require a group of people who initiates this maintenance program and develops the plan. So in this task force, every single person should be appointed to head the task force, and management commitment is essential for successful implementation of the plan. So here they may comprise of the people from each department, or they may have special appointed personnel who are having experience in different functions or any other way. But these people, whoever have been appointed, they should have a managerial commitment for successful implementation of the plan. After announcing the plan, what they are doing, what they are supposed to do, they have to ensure that the task force should embark on putting together the program. Then facility inventory. So what is the second process? Once we are ready with the administration, once we are ready with the plan, once we are ready with the personnel, we have to ensure that we are managing the inventory. What is inventory? The list of all the facilities that we have, including all the parts in the site. So it is made for the purpose of identification. So for this, we maintain an inventory sheet. So the inventory sheet is what? It is a sheet which have a list of all equipments developed, showing how we are identifying the equipment, what is the description of the facility, what is the location where it is, what is the type of the equipment, and what is the priority of the equipment or that particular facility. And based on that, we will try to make an inventory sheet. Then identification of the equipment. So as I told, every equipment is not that necessary that on a continuous basis, we have to go with maintenance. So we have to identify the equipment which are of more and more use, which are used on a continuous basis. They require more focus on maintenance. And the machines which are on a normal basis, routinely not maintained, ensure that every 15 days or every 1 month have a check on that particular machine, and try to see that there is no downtime for that particular machine. Right. So identification of the equipment, where this equipment is located, at what place the equipment is located, what is the role the equipment is playing on, how many spare parts that are being required for maintenance of this equipment. So in this way, they will try to collect the data. So then they will have, so for all these, they will maintain a code. So a coding system helps in identification process should be established. So whenever they are maintaining the documentation, they will try to see. They will try to provide a code for every equipment uniquely so that it will be easily identified. Then they will maintain a facility register. Right. So every document have to be maintained in the form of books. So a facility register may be in the form of, nowadays we have in an electronic form as well as in a printed form. So based on the organizational policies, the facility register may be in a electronic form or hard copy form, containing technical details of the items, including the maintenance plan. So they will just have all the information where they will just provide the details whenever any of the external person who is just going on and seeing the register, he will come to know that, okay, this is the inventory that is being, these are the spare parts that are being, or this is the way the operations have to be organized or conducted. Right. So in this way, the facility register will give the information regarding the location of the equipment, the type of the equipment, then who is the manufacturer of that particular equipment, the date of manufacture, serial number, the size of the machinery, the weight of the machinery, the capacity of the machinery, then what is the power service requirement, because every machinery have different type of requirements for power. Some have different 20 watts, some have 100 watts of requirement, some have 1,000 watts of requirement. So based on the requirement, they will try to maintain in the facility register. Then we have, then they will be having a clearance. Whenever they go with maintenance, they will try to clear the issue. So clearance department will be there, reference department, reference number have to be given, drawing number have to be given. So every detail should be maintained in the facility register. Then maintenance schedule. So as we told, we have to plan for the program. So for this, we maintain, we organize a scheduler, and based on the schedule of each piece of the equipment, the tasks of the tasks on the equipment is being performed. So the schedule, how the schedule is noted, the schedule will include the name, the identification number of the equipment, then where the location reference number of the schedule, detailed list of tasks to be carried out. So for every equipment, we see that, okay, there is an inspection, or there is a preventive maintenance, or there is a replacement to be done. So they will try to specify the list of tasks to be carried out. Then frequency of each task, at what intervals the tasks have to be carried out. The trades required to carry out the each task. So sometimes the machinery is at different places. So what are the other requirements that are being required to continue the task? then time for each task, special tools that have been required, the materials that have been needed, the details of any contract maintenance arrangement. So these will be included in the maintenance schedule. Then job specification, wherein we will try to see that what is the procedure that they have to do in every maintenance, right? Job specification will include the identification and number of item, the location of the item, the maintenance schedule reference, the job specification reference number, the frequency of the job, and the reference drawings, manuals, and safety procedure to be followed. Right. So we have seen till now how the planning activities. First is they will try to identify they will try to administer the activities. Then they will try to list out the inventory that is required. Then they will try to identify the equipment. So after identifying the equipment, it is also necessary that you have to maintain a facility register, and the maintenance schedule have to be designed, and job specification. Then maintenance program how is planned for. So it's a list of active maintenance tasks to the specific time periods. Then program control. So here we will try to see that how the plan is there and how it is being executed. And any after monitoring, we will see that any deviations are occurred from the schedule. And if at all any deviations are occurred, we will try to go with an action plan that is being needed. Then what are the different types of requirements that are, what are the documents that are required? So again, these are the important questions that can be asked in your examination, where because it is just showing how the organizations are practically doing these activities, right? So we should be very familiar with what type of books that they are maintaining, how they are administering the planned, how they are administering the activities, right? So let us go through the list of documents that are required in plant maintenance system. So what is what maintenance schedule, which is just telling out what type of when the list of activity is scheduled for each equipment of the program. Then we will have a job card. Then we will have a job card. So what is job card? We will have the right data of work, which gives us the accurate means of data collection and record keeping. So what are being included in the job card? The repair time. That is how much time that is been involved for the repairing. What is the cost that is been involved? And what is the downtime? So what do you mean by downtime? The machinery breakdown time. That how much time the machinery is not being utilized. So that has been considered as downtime. Then the job report from a statement is recording the work done and condition of the equipment. So in the same way, it is also giving us the information that how much the work is done by that particular machinery and what is the condition of the equipment. So these are all the items that have been included in the job card. A job card can be issued to each employee participating of each job. So it can be a manual job card or it may be an automated job card. So most of the information required are to be extracted from the work order. See, we will be having a format job report, the employee name, whoever is allocated for that particular job, the facility name. So that is the department or the floor level that he has been assigned. What is the date, the trade, the location of that equipment, the report number, the starting time identification. Then what type of activities that they are doing on a continuous basis? Is it equipment defect? Is it a corrective action they have done this time? Is it the spares and materials have been replaced? Is it the overall equipment condition? Or the remarks and time taken. So this will be the format of any of the job card, which will give us a complete information on what type of jobs that they have been involved in. Right, see here, name, work ending, foreman approval, job 1, job 2, job 3, job 4, job 5. So in this way, they will try to have a everyday schedule that what jobs are being preferred, what jobs are being assigned, and what jobs are being planned, and what jobs have been scheduled, and based on that, they will make a report. And we have to take the foreman approval. Then we have job specification. So as I told, job specification, which will involve the information regarding the inspection and the tools that are being used for that particular job, and how the maintenance activities are being have to be undertaken. Right. So it is to have a required standard. Therefore, it is necessary to state that all the conditions have to be clearly mentioned so that they will take an appropriate action. Job specification, plant description, where is the equipment that is been located, week number, on which week they have been working for, plant number, maintenance code, special tools if at all anything is required for doing the jobs, and operation number. So reports and other defects noticed during inspection. So this is how the specific job specification format will be. So see here. Right. So here see. The first letter determines M. M is mechanical, E is electrical, C is civil. So they will try to code it. The specification numbers will be like M123. That is mechanical department 123 now job number. Electrical department 125. So in this way, they will try to see and they will try to give the codes based on the first letter of the denoting trade. And weekly. Weekly means is it the maintenance department looking after on a weekly basis, monthly basis, quarterly basis, on a annual basis? So weekly means W, monthly means M, 3 monthly means 3M, that is quarterly, and A is annually. Then we have inspection report. So what will be the inspection report including on? It will include the statistical information, that is what is the repair time, what is the downtime, what are the cost codes, what are the specification numbers, how the activities are planned, and why there is a repair, right? What happened in the repairing, or what are the disturbances that happened because of this repair of that particular machinery. So it's like inspecting report, wherein we can, it's a form used only for reporting the results of planned productive maintenance inspections as a set out in the job specifications. Right. So here we will be having operation number, the item, the date, time on, time off, total hours, hours in minutes, right? So in this way, they will try to maintain a typical inspection report format for all the planned activities. Then equipment history records, right? So as we have seen, history is also very important, that how many years the machinery is, how old the machinery is, how much requirements, how many spare parts the machinery uses, how often the machinery is been on, how often the breakdown is affecting the production process. Right. So everything will be recorded. So equipment history records, which consists of equipment description and location, the inspections, repair, servicing, then work done on equipment, measurement of reading taken, failure time and the time lost to carry out repairs. So see what is the cause, what is the repair done, what was the downtime, what was the repair time. Right. So this will give us an information that okay, what machines will take a long hours of repairing time, what machines will take a less hours of repairing time, what machines are having a more breakdown time. Right. So based on that, we can try to go with our planned activities. So this history will provide us a base that on what continuous basis the machines are being maintained, or the machines, how the condition of the maintenance is. And based on that, we can take the corrective actions, or based on that, we can take some preventive actions. So mechanical history record will give us an idea that how the picture of the machinery, right? And based on that, we can try to plan the activities. Benefits of planned maintenance. So what is the benefit? Definitely, whenever everything is planned, we can reduce the risks. So reduction in emergency maintenance. So whenever we know that, okay, there may be a breakdown and we have taken a corrective action, then obviously there will be no breakdown. So we can reduce the number of breakdowns whenever we are planning the pre-maintenance activities. Reduction in downtime. So when we have everything in action, or when we have everything arranged, right? We have spare parts managed. We know that, okay, there may be a downtime, or we know that if at all the machineries break down, we have to get these tools and equipments. We know the location of the machinery, and we know the importance of the machinery. So all these factors will definitely reduce the downtime of the machinery whenever we are going for pre-plan of activities. Next is increased plant availability for production. So whenever there is a downtime reduction, definitely the machine is working on a continuous basis, and we can increase the production time. And then improved labor utilization on maintenance and production activities. Right. So in plant maintenance, the emergency maintenance standby trade persons are no longer required. So whoever are doing on a continuous basis, they will try to monitor the machines, and no longer time the machines will be idle. So everyone will be doing their jobs aptly, and there is no emergency standby. Right. Then extend durations between overhauls. So raising maintenance standards will try to have a layer, right? We'll try to reduce the extensive damage to the life of the machines. Reduced spare parts replacement as a store control. So regular inspections will try to ensure that spare parts are not being replaced, or done on a or going on with excessive damage. And early inspections give a warning of impeding component failure. Improved machine efficiency, wherein we can see that the performance level is checked and maintained to a predetermined and acceptable standard. Provides information for considering machine replacement. So whenever we go with the track record of any of the machinery, or whenever we go with the data, then we can understand that what is the obsolescence involved in that particular machinery, and we can just relate it with the financial grounds, and we will try to see that whether the machinery we have to go with buyback, or or we have to see that what policy have to be designed for that particular category of machines. So this is how the activities are planned in the maintenance department. So what is control? The deviations occurred from the original and plan. So whenever we are planning, and based on that, whenever the original actions have been undertaken, we'll try to see how much deviation there is there, and based on that, we'll try to go with maintenance control. So variations in maintenance demand. So whatever the input, whatever the output, whatever the objectives. And based on whatever the facilities, labor, equipment, space, how we have planned it, how we have scheduled it, how we have executed it, what type of machines that were been involved and equipment, and how the performance of the machinery has been improved, and how the availability of the machines and cost and quality. So based on that, we will try to go with some feedback, and we will try to go with work control, material control, inventory control, and cost control. So planning, organizing, implementing, and controlling. So this is what is there in the maintenance plant activity. Right. So this question is also very important, and this chapter is also very important because it is giving us an idea that how exactly the maintenance management is coordinating with the activities, planning their activities, regulating their activities, ensuring that the performance of the activities is being measured, and after the performance of the activities, what are the corrective actions or what are the deviations that are there, and how these deviations have to be controlled from the financial perspective, from the organizational perspective, from the operations perspective, these type of deviations, or from the quality perspective, these type of deviations will be analyzed, and based on that, the companies can take the corrective action. So whenever we are scheduling in the next class, we will try to see how the companies are scheduling how they are doing their activities of scheduling, how they are forecasting the maintenance, on what basis the forecasting is done, and on what basis the performance on what performance basis the maintenance department is regulating its activities. So in the last class, we will try to try to come out with the points that have been important for maintenance planning and preparation of maintenance planning and scheduling. Before we try to plan and before we try to schedule, what are the important factors that also have to be ensured or keep into consideration for design of the maintenance plan. So let's go with this discussion in the next class. So let us wind up the class for today, and we'll come out with points in the next class tomorrow. Fine. Thank you. Right. So, as I told you, just ensure that you are going on with the examples of different companies. Just try to take different sectors. Just try to go on with automobile sector, or go on with FMCG sector, go on with electronic sector, and try to see that how they are how they are designing the maintenance activities. Okay, fine. So let us wind up the class for today, and thank you.